Good morning. We're going to talk about setting up your room plans and elevations right now. Let's say your room is 12 feet by 14 feet. That's a pretty big room. We're going to start by counting 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and then 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So this would be the beginning of the plan of the room. You do need a tape measure to check that dimension. Now let's say that you have a king-sized bed. No, let's make it a queen-size bed against this wall. And you've measured, and it's 3 feet from the wall. And it's going to be about 7 feet long. 3, 6, 7. It's going to be about 5 feet wide. 2, 4, 5. And that's your bed. Let's say you've got a little headboard that's like 4 inches. That's 1/3 of a foot, so that's what the headboard looks like from this view. Let's say you have a nightstand that's, let's call it 18 inches square. So that's 1.5 feet. So, and it's right up against your bed. It would look like this. And let's say you have a bureau over here that's 18 inches deep. Remember, we're rounding to the nearest half a square, so it could be 14 inches, 16 inches deep. We would still round that to 18. And let's say it's 4 feet wide. That's your bureau. And we'll say it has a lamp on it. The lamp would look like that. The big idea here is if you're trying to make this look like a lamp, and there are a couple of you I'm thinking of who might be trying to do that, you're trying too hard, okay? It's not going to look like a lamp. It's going to look like a lamp looking straight down on it. One convention that we used for doors is, let's say your door is about 30 inches wide, which is 2.5 feet. We mark where the door is like that, and then we can mark the way it swings like that. That's just an architect thing. Not important, but at least it'll help you think through where things go. And let's just suppose that you do homework occasionally, so you have a desk in your room, and it's about 2.5 feet deep and 5 feet wide. It might look like that. I'm not going to do more furniture for this demo. We can label this. Some people have an easier time labeling with compass directions. It doesn't really matter at all if north is actually this way or if you orient your drawing so that north is on top. That's not important. Let's see. So now I'm rotating this once, and because I'm drawing the inside of this box, that's going to be the north wall. It doesn't really much matter which wall you draw first, but it is convenient to have the first elevation lined up under your plan. Most people's ceilings are about 8 feet tall, so we're going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. Yours might be shorter if you live in a very old, like colonial era house, or it might be higher ceilings if you live in a Victorian home that was built, by people with a lot of money. But the bed is going to be, we're not going to draw this because this is against the south wall and we're drawing the north wall right now. So we don't need to draw that yet. We are going to draw the bed though, to show, because one of our drawings needs to show the bed's height. So let's say we measure the bed and it is 3 feet off the ground, so it's going to look something like this. And there's that headboard that we drew. Let's say the headboard goes 6 feet off the ground. going to look like that, and then it's up to you how much other details you show. We could throw a pillow on there. The nightstand is behind the bed. It may not show in this drawing. If it doesn't show in any of the drawings, you want to measure the height and just mark, like, let's say this is 24 inches tall. That would be good to know. Oh no, it's going to show in the drawing on the west wall, so it doesn't matter. And then let's say there's a big window against this north wall, and the window is 4 feet wide, and it's 4 feet from this corner. So you could mark it like that in this drawing and then carry that down. And then you do need to measure, like, how close does the window come to the ceiling? Let's say it comes 18 inches towards the ceiling. And how close does it come to the floor? Let's put it 3.5 feet from the floor. And here's where we really want to see a few details, especially if you don't have a lot of things in your room. We want to draw, like, if there's a window sill, and this is just freehand sketching. And if there's casing around the window, casing is the molding that's around every window and door. Almost every window and door in the world has some kind of casing around it. So we want to do that, and you might even indicate the sash, which is like the part of the window that goes up and down. And so I hope this helps, because people always, every year a few people mess this up and get really confused about this project. So I'm just inventing a little room here. Here's that desk that we talked about. We're going to make it 3 feet off the ground. Here's how it looks from the side. And maybe that's all there is on the north wall. I'm going to put the west wall over here, which is rotating clockwise once. The west wall is going to be the same height as the north wall. And it's going to be, what do we say, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And the bed is 3 feet from the right and 3 feet up, and it's 5 feet wide. So the bed is going to look like that. The headboard was 6 feet tall. And here's where, if your headboard is an interesting shape, you want to attempt to draw that shape in your plan. There's the pillow. And here's this bureau is going to show up for the first time. That's 4 feet tall, and it's 1.5 feet deep, like that. And here's that night table, which I said was 2 feet tall. Not very realistic, but it's a very short little nightstand. And that was 18 inches wide. So that would show up like that. And I'll do one more wall. I'm just going to do the south wall, 2, 4, 6, 8. And the south wall is going to, I'm not going to include the bed because I already drew that for the north wall. On the south wall, looking at it from this direction, this bureau would show up on the right. And the bureau is 4 feet tall and 4 feet wide, and this is where we would be showing the actual drawers on the bureau. And let's say there's 3 drawers like that. And here's that lamp that was on it. We're going to make a very simple lamp. And there's not going to be anything else on this wall. Let's hang a picture on the wall. So there's a picture on poster on the wall here. And we could show this desk also also. The desk is now going to be opposite of where it was over here. It's still 3 feet tall, and that would show up like that. You don't need a lot more detail than what you're seeing right here. And it doesn't need to take much longer than what you just watched me do, but it does have to be, if you don't bother to measure things, I will probably know, because you will, like, people every year will make their beds like 4 feet long, and I will realize that that's not how big their bed is, because they're 6 feet tall and they fit in their beds, obviously. So I would like to see these by first time we meet next week. Plans and elevations, which gives you the weekend to do them. And if you are not confident that this is something you can handle, I would recommend that you just bring in your plan on Friday. And let me check the plan, just the top view, and let me check and make sure you're on the right track. And then if you have your plan and you know how tall everything is, I can help you with your elevations. Okay, and you can do some of the elevations in class. But I will start marking these late if you don't have them by Tuesday. Okay, because every semester, as I think I've explained to you, a few kids just really delay bringing these in, and that's the only way you can really get a bad grade in this class. So I would like, you're very talented. There's a lot of upperclassmen here. We should be able to move pretty fast. But you need these resources in order to succeed. Again, one more time, you don't need a ton of detail in the drawings if you're willing to take some pictures of things. You don't need to take a picture of your whole room, but imagine if you took a picture of the front of this bureau, then you wouldn't have to bother drawing the knobs on the drawers or the details. You would just be able to present your photograph of the bureau and work from that. If you don't have detailed drawings or photographs, then you can't add details to your assignment, and that's a major thing on the rubric, is your drawing has to have some details in order to get a decent grade. Okay, I'm going to end this recording now.